Marco Scudero came back but re-injured himself. Plus, he wasn't as good as everyone thought. And then we had Adrianza at one point.
Whoever that guy is, am I right?
And no one really knows who he was in the beginning, but then Joe panicked. We finally found the answer, and Giants started to click. Let's go to shortstop. We have Brandon Crawford.
We don't really have a shortstop right now. We do have Miguel Rojas, who is an amazing defensive player. He still has to prove himself offensively, but he's saved our games. I could think of 15 times where he saved the game in the late innings with the web gem. I mean, he was really great this year.
I say Brandon Crawford too, because this guy he's come from he's had difficulty. And I can admit he's struggled, and he came during the 2011 season when we got rid of Egner Etzeria, who was our 2010 MVP World Series, who was the MVP in the 2010 World Series.
Well, I will say you do have the edge on shortstop because we do not have a clear shortstop yet, but we do have Seager in our farm system who is really pulling it together down there. He is one of our top prospects. He may come up in the middle of the season and surprise us. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go to third base right now. To be honest, we have the most even third basemen. They're both
not even.
No, they're both. Juan Uribe was clutch last year in the postseason. He was clutch. I was there live.
He helped us win that 2010 World Series.
Still, Juan Uribe was an amazing defensive player this year who came up big in the bat. Pablo Sandoval is just fat. Let's just face it. But
wow, are you going there right now? Because that's not a good place to go, my friend.
Well, I you know what? I do like Pablo Sandoval. He is probably my favorite player on the Giants. But I mean,
he's a bit big, but that doesn't mean you can just make fun of him. He still plays very good baseball.
I'm actually very sorry. Wait, hold up. I'm actually very sorry for saying Pablo Sandoval is fat. I did not mean to come out that way. I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah, you better not.
I know. Pablo Sandoval is really good, but I mean, Juan Uribe lifts up the Dodger bench. How would Yasiel Puig be playing without Juan Uribe there for him on the bench? I mean, literally, he keeps Yasiel Puig sane. He is more of a better player in our organization off the field instead of on the field. I mean, he keeps Puig sane. I mean, who knows what he could be doing? He could be doing crazy all over the city of LA. But because of Juan Uribe, he is sane, and Juan Uribe lights him up every day, and without Juan Uribe, Puig would not be the same guy he is.
Without Panda, the last couple seasons we've had, 2010, he barely made the Giants roster. He was so close from getting cut, and then he comes up huge in 2010. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even think Pablo Sandoval was going to make the team at that point, and he did. Still, he has 3 World Series rings. He's one of the guys that has stuck around this organization. I hope the Giants re-sign him. He has those. I mean, he doesn't have great numbers, but he's a guy that can really. He's a guy that lifts up that Giants team. He's a guy that goes out there and plays hard every day.
What about, didn't he really struggle in 2011, 2012? Wasn't he not that great? Didn't he struggle? Weren't they thinking about moving him down? Because
seasons. It's not like they're terrific.
True.
He's had one, I believe it was the 2012 year was his biggest year. And then he's just had mediocre seasons.
I will give it to him, though. He did lose some weight and did become a better player because of that. He's now faster and strong, a better hitter. I will give that to him.
And he does play down. He does play in another league during this time right now. So he still plays baseball outside of this.
Let's talk about outfield. Let's just do outfield in general.
I like your outfield for the Dodgers, but I think the Giants do have some edges.
Who do you have? Who do you have that will? That's better.
Pence probably has the edge.
Oh, he does have the edge on Andre Ethier.
Yeah, well, because Hunter Pence is a guy that has been consistent every year. He's put up.
But who else?
Most numbers this year.
Who else will you have on the? Who else do you have in your outfield? We have the best depth of any outfield, probably because we get injured all the time. But look, Peterson is gonna come up big this year. I promise you, he will be Rookie of the Year. They're gonna try to let go of Andre Ethier and Carl Crawford to make room for Peterson and Van Slyke, but I call it now. Peterson will be the Rookie of the Year for the National League in 2015. Well, you have to admit that. Also, Matt Kemp is back. Yasiel Puig. Kemp, no, his second half was amazing. He batted .375 in the second half. He was amazing. Him and Adrian Gonzalez really lit it up.
We're talking about outfield here, not infield, buddy.
But Matt Kemp, the one person I actually am worried about, and nobody else is, Yasiel Puig. He kind of struggled in the end of the year. I'm pretty scared for what's to come. I think he just got a little tired in the end of the year. But I think
a lot of fights. I mean, especially with Madison Bumgarner towards the end of the year. I still remember that little scuffle in that last series. I believe it was like the second to last or one of the last series between the Giants and Dodgers. But Yasiel Puig was not a fan of the Giants. He just loved to get in scuffles with them.
Well, still, you're saying because Madison Bumgarner were you guys worried about Madison Bumgarner and he came big. So you're saying that Yasiel Puig will win the NL MVP next year? I heard that.
No, you did not hear that.
I did hear that. But I actually do not think Puig will be an all-star next year. I'm still worried about him. But we still have the guys. We still have our depth. And while we still have Crawford and Andre Ethier, we should not worry about our outfield positions.
Yeah, we shouldn't. We're not either, because think about it. The Giants had to use so many different outfielders that we still had depth to do it. Travis Chicago, we picked him up out of nowhere. This guy came huge. He was part of the 2010 World Series run. He comes back in the 2014. This guy was about to quit playing baseball, and his career was going to be over. And now he comes to the Giants and comes up huge. I think this guy's going to be huge next year. I think he's just going to be backup for the Giants. Also, think about it, Gregor Blanco. He had to come up big too.
Yeah, but he's not Yasiel Puig. He's not Matt Kemp.
No one's like Yasiel Puig, especially on his off-field issues. And well, I mean, no one has a caliber like him, but no one's like a Hunter Pence either. So we're just naming one player, but I have to say I think Hunter Pence has the edge in that outfield position. And Angel Pagan, I would say, but the injuries have kind of hurt him, but he's still a guy that goes out there. He really gets it started off for the Giants.
Bingo!
But, okay, let's go to the pitching right now.
Ooh,
I think you do have a little edge in our bullpen, because our bullpen cannot pitch in postseason. Well, just our pitching staff can't pitch.
Not Hunter Strickland per se, but yeah, everyone else.
But we do not have the best bullpen. Dodgers, they're still rebuilding it. But let's say Kenley Jansen is better than Romo. You have to give it to us.
Yeah, he will. Yeah. Well, I mean, this year, Romo lost his closing job this year.
Who is your closer?
Santiago Casilla.
Oh yeah, Casilla's pretty good, but he's still not Kenley Jansen. Kenley Jansen could have been an all-star this year. It's just that Dodgers had already too many all-stars, so they couldn't bring Kenley.
I mean, Santiago Casilla's. Let's look at what he did this year. 3-3, a 1.70 ERA in 54 games this season, 19 saves out of 23 opportunities, and he only gave up 11 earned runs this season.
So want me to search up Kenley Jansen?
What? Yeah, bring him up.
Let's see. Says here. Oh wait, this is just his career, which is already amazing. Let me go to the better site. Last year. Wait, what was Santiago Casilla's ERA?
1.70.
Okay, you do have the edge on Kenley, but Kenley played more. He had 44 saves. That was second in the National League, I believe.
Games.
What?
How many games did he play?
Regular season games. 68.
Yeah, he did play more than Santiago. Santiago didn't really come up until Sergio Romo's. I mean, Santiago's a good pitcher. I mean, the Giants didn't want it. Santiago Garcia is really there for the eighth inning issues. I have to say, one of the best lefties in the Giants bullpen, and you can agree with me, is Javier Lopez. He's the guy that's like the one guy that can get the one right. He can.
Yeah, I do have to agree.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But there are some more guys I have to talk about in our bullpen that aren't very great. We do not have the bullpen anymore. We never really have had in the past 5 years. But we have something called a starting rotation. You have one guy. We've had
multiple guys during the regular season. Just because it's the playoffs doesn't mean Jake Peavy huge the second half for the Giants when we traded for him.
Peavy wasn't that great on either team he was on this year, though, wasn't he?
No, he was good for the Giants. He had a winning record and like a 3.0, around a 3.00 ERA.
Okay. I guess.
And then, Tim Hudson, he struggled in the second half, but he still managed to have a 3.57 ERA.
We should have had 3 starters in the All-Star game.
Should have.
But there's just not enough space for so many Dodgers. Because there already are too many. I mean, we have, besides the Tigers, even though they're not proving to be, we have the best 1, 2, 3 guys in the National League. Can you name a team that has a better?
Probably not.
Maybe the Nationals, but no. They're not, as famous as we are.
Giants fan look bad in the playoffs, I'll tell you that.
Dodgers should have swept the St. Louis Cardinals. You have to admit that. They should have swept them.
No, they shouldn't have. I'm sorry, you guys don't. You guys make the playoffs every year, but you struggle. That's your problem.
But we dominate again.
The Dodgers don't have that spark like the Giants do in the playoffs.
Well,
they don't have that. They don't have that spirit.
I still think we would have beat you.
Wait, give me a minute here. You guys paid for your players. Our guys actually go out there. They work their butts off.
Well, just because we play for our players doesn't mean those players work our butts off.
They work for their contracts. They don't work for their team. They just work to make the money.
Well, Dodgers never start the season that great.
Work towards their money.
Can we talk about last season real quick?
Last season. What was the Giants didn't do
No, but I'm not talking about the Giants. I'm talking about the Dodgers. Dodgers were crap. I mean, they were complete last year in the first half. They were 9 games back. Are you saying that it took money to get them into the playoffs last year? How? They were terrible in the beginning of the season, but then they got Puig, and Puig totally brought their spirits up.
How much did you pay Dan Herron?
We pay him. I could look that up right now. We pay him. Let's see. I'm almost like. Salaries. $10 million, which is complete shit. Why are we complete. Why are we paying him $10 million?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out too.
Wait, what the heck? Why is Zach Greinke the most paid player in our franchise? Actually, don't say that the Giants don't have any money. They are actually 6th in the league with payroll. 6th in payroll. Let me look at their salaries real quick. I mean, their players are basically being paid as much as our players are.
Yeah, but they're performing.
Why is Tim Lincecum your highest paid player? Huh? He's not performing.
Zach Greinke, 2-time Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah, but not anymore. At least Zach Greinke was an all-star this year. Sure, he's our number 2 guy in our rotation, because in front of him is